Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous episode 145. I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host,
Mr. Dane Cody.
Mr. Dane Cody and I get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and or whatever the hell we like. Most likely we'll be talking about video games. Welcome back everybody. If you're a new listener and have never been here before, well, we usually start the show with what you've been playing, some news and stuff, get into our public service announcements, and of course our free-for-all section. But, you know, sometimes we have a little bit of BS off the top. But I don't really have anything.
I want to throw out right now at the top of the show here some pretty exciting news for us here at Geekoholics Anonymous, and that is that we are now on Spotify.
Oh yeah, that's right. That happened today. That was my bad.
That's pretty cool. I mean,
it's kind of fun. It's a funny story. Our podcast host added Spotify a couple weeks ago,
right?
And I went to go add us. But they're very strict about having music that belongs to you. I kind of talked about this a little while ago.
Yeah, we've discussed it a little bit as to like why we weren't on there.
I was in the process of submitting it, and then I'm like, ooh, we don't have our own music. And then I solved that problem. But then I forgot to go back in and click the approve button so that they would approve us to post. So we could have been on it a few weeks ago, and that was kind of my bad.
Man, that would have been way cooler. Then we could have put it in the kind of funny guy's face that we were on there first. What?
Yeah, that was my fault. But anyway, we're on there now. And I actually got us to work on my Google Home finally.
Very cool, man.
I just had to say, play Geekoholics podcast, and then it's just started playing the most current one.
Yeah, man. It's
like,
cool, right?
That's cool.
Yep.
I'm like, that's me.
That's my voice.
I hate it. I sound terrible.
I know. I hate my voice too.
I don't know who
I hate
uses...
yours worse, but
nah. Thanks. I don't know who uses Spotify for podcasts, but I know it's huge. I'm hoping magically some people randomly stumble on us there, but
yeah. Well, I think a lot of people just use Spotify to listen to a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that we're on all the places makes it easier for people to listen.
Yeah.
So
and be punished.
Exactly. With your voice.
Yeah. Dang.
So, what's up?
What you been playing?
Not a whole lot, actually. I started up Rise of the Tomb Raider again. I wanted to get some more into that.
Are you playing on Xbox or PS4?
PC.
Oh, on PC.
Output to my TV.
Oh, that's right. How did you got it on sale, right? Or did you get it some other way? I can't remember.
I've had it for a while, to be honest with you. I got it on a Steam sale, like, I don't know, probably 6 or 8 months ago, actually. And then I installed it, and I started it probably a month or so ago, and then I never really jumped back.
Yeah, you talked about it.
Yeah, I had just started it, probably played like maybe an hour and a bit, like just got kind of past the opening area where you like mainly the opening sequence until it kind of finally gets into the actual game. So I kind of had some thoughts, but not really outside of like, ooh, this seems really good. So now I've actually like played a few more hours and kind of gathered some more thoughts. Initially, when I started playing this one, once I kind of got into past the tutorialized very beginnings of it, I started to get a little bit worried that they went too hard on the survival aspect of the game. Like, it seemed like I had to kill a lot of things and find a lot of stuff, and I was a little bit worried because, like, I played the previous one from these guys, not Rise. What was the last one called? Tomb Raider.
I can't remember.
Was it just called Tomb Raider?
I think it might have been just called Tomb Raider.
Yeah, and I loved that game, and it had a little bit of this stuff in it, but you could kind of, like, as far as the hunting and stuff goes, you could kind of just not really even pay attention to that. And it had the collectibles and things like that. But this definitely put it more in your face, and definitely you have to do a lot more of that because you have to use like skins and things that you collect in the environments and whatnot in a little bit of a Far Cry style where you use all of that to upgrade not just like weapons, but also weapon pouches and ammo pouches and that kind of stuff. And initially, like, I was kind of a little bit worried that they maybe had overdone it a little bit with the survival aspect of this game. But since I've been playing more, that has worn a lot less, and I feel like that that
there's
concern,
there's not a lot of it.
Yeah, like initially I was like, oh boy, there seems like a lot of it,
and for some added depth.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like you absolutely have to.
Which was kind of what I was worried about initially. Like once I started playing it again, I was like, oh boy, I don't know if I like the way they took with this. And then I played a bit more, and I was like, okay, this isn't nearly as in my. You
need it for the different the different ammo types. Basically, is the biggest reason.
Well, and obviously you want to like get, so that you can upgrade your quiver and get more ammo and that type of stuff, right?
From the animals for your bows and that kind of stuff.
But no, like I'm really liking it a lot though.
It's an awesome game. It was like when it came out, it was in. I remember my like top 3 or 5 that year that we recorded.
Oh, absolutely. That would have been 2016,
2015, November 2015.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of it because I got it on. I waited for the PC release because it came on an Xbox One. Yeah. So yeah, no. I will have some more thoughts on that as I continue on, but so far my initial concerns of like not sure if I liked where they were going with some of that stuff seems to be ebbing on the side of not being a concern. So
I
that's good.
About it. That game's awesome. I really like that story. I liked the whole everything about that game. Mm-hmm. That's an awesome game.
And outside of that, I'm playing the. I think I waited too long game. So my wife really likes 3D movies, right? We've talked about this on the show before.
Yeah.
My wife's a big fan of 3D movies.
I'm sure blame it on your wife.
No, I enjoy them as well.
I'm just kidding.
but she really likes 3D movies, and so we've been holding off on getting a 4K TV. Because we were trying to wait till they actually, got a little better, et cetera. Well, I think we waited too long. I've realized this week that the last model of TV that I can get with 4K and 3D was from 2016, and
oh wow.
I know. It's a 2016 model year TV, I should say. Which is generally, like, I bet you if I would have looked 6 months ago, I probably would have been able to find no problem. But I'm just getting into that point now where, like, pretty much everyone that had stock of the particular TV that I'm trying to find no longer has stock.
Is it a Sony?
No. It's an LG. There's a model of the... one of the OLEDs. That's the one I'm looking for, is an OLED.
Oh, it's an OLED 3D.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, man. I was at Costco on the weekend. Don't ask me why I hate myself.
Apparently.
Actually, we went really early, so it wasn't too bad. But
fair enough.
They have the LGs, the B series there.
Yeah, see. And what I'm looking for is the E series. I'm looking 3D. For an E6 model year 2016. That was the last year that they did it with 3D in it. And it's passive 3D, which is kind of nice too. So you don't need right now we have
you don't need to sync your glasses up. You could use glasses from the movie theater.
Exactly. So I don't know. I'm still on the hunt.
And besides syncing, you don't have to charge them. They don't have a battery.
Yes, which is super nice. Oh, I know. I had to order new batteries for our active shutter glasses. So So my hunt has started looking, and like I get the feeling like what kind of kickstarted this whole thing is actually Best Buy had them on an insane sale, and I was like, oh, sweet. But of course they're totally sold out online, and anywhere local to me was sold out everywhere. So that's when I started realizing, like, wait a minute, I wonder if I can find this TV anywhere else.
And they couldn't offer a back order or rain check or anything, right?
No, they were just like,
because it's not manufactured anymore.
Exactly. They were just like, this was our last kind of pushing out the door before we can't get them any, like, yeah, I don't know. It's brutal. There is a Sony, I've looked at a couple Sony ones as well, but they're all, because both Sony and LG stopped manufacturing 3D versions of their televisions in 2016. I'm having a similar problem with like either one of them. So yeah, so I may have waited too long. I don't know. I'm going to keep looking, and if I come across one, then great, but I don't anticipate that I will be able to do so. I've even looked on like Amazon.com in the US because I was thinking like I could ship it up and like, you know, drive it across the border if I needed to, but even they either have them, but they're from third parties and they're not cheap anymore. Like they're not.
No, they're like marked up.
Yeah, exactly. Or they're just not available at all. So yeah.
B7, C7.
I looked at the B and the E7s, but again, they don't have the 3D, man.
I know. Anyway, when we were in Costco,
yep,
man,
those OLEDs are gorgeous.
Every other TV in there just looked like crap. Like the difference was like there was no having to like squint your eyes and see if there was a difference. It was just blatantly, obviously in your face.
Oh yeah,
these TVs blow everything out of here. Except for it was $2,500 and $3,500 for the 65-inch, but
that's not awful though.
That is not awful for how
good that TV looks. Like, yeah. I mean, it's really not. Yeah, I think OLED is going to be.
So I'm talking over you.
No, it's all good, man. If they weren't so expensive, you definitely would have got one when you were looking for a 4K.
Yeah, if it was $2,500 when I bought mine, well, mine was $1,600, so that still would have been over $1,000 difference. Yeah. But
yeah,
at the time I was looking, they were all like $4,000, just like freaking.
Oh, exactly.
And they're still going to drop down eventually, even more.
Oh yeah, well now LG, Panasonic, and Sony are all manufacturing OLEDs.
Yeah,
so that's going to help.
There's some actual competition.
Yeah, exactly. Even though they're all using LG panels.
Yeah, it's like everyone using Samsung panels in their phones.
So yeah, so that's kind of been my not so much what I've been playing, but kind of I've been playing that game right now. So
yeah, I can't stop playing Fortnite.
The hell, dude! You were playing Monster Hunter, and now you were like, "Oh, I'm going to check out Fortnite."
I hate that game so much.
You haven't even played Monster Hunter anymore.
I haven't played Monster Hunter in like a week, I think. And I logged into Destiny and like pretty much logged right out. I was like, I got nothing to do here. My max level cap. I don't have time to do the raid. It's just like, I'll see you expansion. They had the faction rally last week, and I just couldn't even be bothered.
Same.
But yeah, so I've been playing more Fortnite, and I've got my grasp on all the systems that are going on in that game. I still suck at building, and Jesus Christ, people are good at building stuff in that game.
Yeah, I've watched some videos. They like throw shit up fast.
So I don't know how much I talked about it last. Did I talk about it a lot in depth? Yes or no? I can't even remember.
You talked about it a bit.
Alzheimer's. Yeah, so you start with a pickaxe.
Right.
You can break stuff down and get mats. There's wood, brick, and steel, or metal. I don't know what they call it specifically. And of course, the different mats you use build stronger structures, right? Like if you whip up wood structures, they're quite easy for, another player to shoot them with their guns and destroy them and, ruin your cover.
Right.
And quite often a technique people have in this game is they'll just start dropping walls and stairs to get like elevation on you.
Oh, okay.
And create cover. So like you really want to have some mats so you can instantly, at the very least, drop a couple walls and stairs, so that you have some cover and create some height advantage on your enemy.
Right.
Man, some people are so good at that game at building. Like, it's ridiculous. They'll like build an Empire State Tower like in front of you, and it's like, what? But
shoot their asses, man! Don't stand there watching. Just shoot.
I'm not watching. I'm trying to shoot them, but when you can't see them, you can't do anything. I've come in second twice. I've had right before we started recording, I came in sixth.
Okay.
I kind of screwed that up. I was having a fight with one guy and I killed him, and then someone else kind of came in after after I finished killing him, and I was just like, oh man, I'm already weak from this other battle. I was like, God damn it, you bastard. So he kind of capitalized on me just finishing a battle with someone else.
Right.
I don't think I've gotten more than 3 kills a game. It's very fast. It's much faster than PUBG. There's no vehicles. I think I went over that. And I've kind of learned more about how the in-game items work.
Okay.
So it has a battle pass that you can buy with what do they call it? V points or V credits or something. It's their currency you buy with real money.
In-game. Okay, yeah.
So the game's free, but then when you level up, there's much less unlocks that you can get with the free version of the game. It takes you a lot longer to get, like, say, like a skin or skins for they have skins for your glider, your pickaxe, and then, of course, your character.
Okay.
And on the free system, it literally takes forever to get anything, and they're very far and few rewards. I think I'm level 16, and my battle pass is like level 9, and I think I've just earned like an emote and a sticker or a banner. Whereas if I had bought the battle pass works out to be like, I think $10.
Oh, okay. So it's not too bad then.
No, level 1 you get a spaceman outfit immediately. There's a bunch.
Those are
of
just
emotes.
Cosmetic, though.
Yeah,
right?
it's all absolutely cosmetic. It's emotes, dances, banners for like your name, your icon and stuff.
Right. Okay.
It's all absolutely cosmetic. So for $10, you get experience boosts. You get way more. You pretty much almost get an unlock at every level. Whereas with the free mode, I think I've only gotten 2 unlocks, maybe 3 in 16 levels. Whereas by now, if I had bought the battle pass, I think I would have got like 2 costumes and a skin for my pickaxe. I think potentially one for my glider. So it's not terrible. I see how they're making money because, like, when I'm in games, I see people with outfits, and you can earn the V currency through the free battle pass. But I was looking at it, and I think you can earn like 100 through I don't know. It seemed like a very long time. So to get 1,000 to actually pay for the battle pass, probably seems like you're sinking in a lot of time. So I don't know. $10 is not unfair. The battle passes are per season. It seems is how it works. So we're in season 3 right now, and there's basically 2 months left in the season to basically level it out and get all the unlocks and so forth. It looks like the highest reward on this year's season with the battle pass is it's an assassin skin, but it pretty much looks like John Wick. Like a guy in a suit with a gruffy beard.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I see some guys.
So you're kind of like, oh, that would be kind of awesome.
I see some people with some awesome costumes. Now, I do have some complaints. Their system is like totally screwed.
Which part of the system? Like
their account system, your Epic account.
Oh, okay.
You can only play the game on one platform per Epic account.
Wait, so you can't play on Xbox One?
It doesn't
and
carry
PC?
over. My unlocks aren't on PS4. Actually, you know what? I can't even play on Xbox. I can't even launch. I can launch the game. and it says your account is gives you an error. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? I thought it was just maybe the servers were down one night because speaking of a news story we're going to talk about, which I'll talk about now, they added a patch to bring up the game for 60 FPS on consoles. So on PS4.
Oh, sweet.
I don't know if it's regular. Here, let me click on the story. I know it's PS4 Pro and Xbox One for sure.
Xbox One X.
I don't know if it's on PlayStation 4 Pro, Xbox One, and Xbox One X.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's frames per
second. Are they doing a dynamic resolution thing to keep it? Oh, okay, you can choose.
You can choose between frame rate or visuals. So I assume they probably dropped the internal resolution or rendering resolution or some tricks to get it there. So I'm like, I want to see what it looks like on my Xbox One X in 60 FPS. The game runs amazing on PC. It's like super silky smooth. It's like it makes PUBG look super janky. But so I'm like, I'm going to play it on my Xbox, and I get this error, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because, after I set up on PC, I'm like in the Epic launcher on my PC, I'm like going through my account, putting my name in, putting my info, like kind of setting stuff up.
Right.
And it's like, link your PSN and your Xbox. I'm like, okay, I'll link those accounts. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Why not?
Right.
Well, little did I know, if you link those accounts to your PC account,
it screws you out. You can only play on
out
PC?
Of playing it on Xbox, but they don't tell you that anywhere. So I can't even launch it. I can launch it, but I can't even launch a game once I get in on Xbox. I didn't try it on PS4, but from what I understand, now I've like literally locked out those consoles because they're tied to my Epic PC account. So
that just sounds so strange to me that they would do that.
It makes sense. I'll tell you why they do it.
Okay.
I had to dig through all kinds of support. Their freaking email is like buried, impossible to find to contact their support. And I finally emailed them and was like, I need my accounts unlinked. That was yesterday. They replied to me saying, if you unlink your accounts, you lose all this stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't care. I haven't spent any money yet. So whatever. I assume had I played on PS4 and then linked it and got locked out, say I bought stuff on the PS4 version of the game, I would essentially be losing it because they are essentially deleting those accounts. I think they just want you got to have either they're going to add it later, which sounds like they don't know what the heck they're doing, like for crossplay between all the platforms, or it's literally you need a separate Epic account and all your unlocks are like separate lonely islands. Like the PC doesn't carry over to either of the home consoles.
That's just so weird that, because like, for example, I have my Smite account, my high res account, right, for the high res launcher, which is what links my Smite, and pretty much all their games use their launcher. But when they released Smite on the Xbox One, you could link your accounts, and they did a one-time. You could, when you link your account, you could essentially choose, and they only did it for like a limited time. It was when they first did it. You could choose to link them, and it would pull all of your stuff over from the PC to the Xbox One once. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they did anything like that for the PS4 when they released it for PS4. But after that, you still log into the same account, but like they're separate essentially. Like what? Yeah, like you
essentially unlocked everything in that point in time that you had on your PC account.
Exactly.
The Xbox, so they had parity for a while. But if you had say played the Xbox version a lot more, you would have unlocks there that you didn't necessarily have on your PC, right?
Exactly.
So they kind of gave you a freebie pass to all the stuff you earned.
Yeah, like at least once, right? But the thing is that I could still go play on any of the platforms.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the key here. Like,
well, I can still play on PC, but I can't play on Xbox, and I didn't get to trying it on PS4 because I have it installed on all three because I wanted to try them out.
Right.
But yeah, no. That's just not happening. So maybe next week.
Like, it's so weird to me that
so
they would
maybe
do that.
Next week I will know. Well, it's weird, not weird. It probably complicates things because it's on 3 different platforms. Had it been just PS4 and PC or Xbox and PC, maybe it would have been easier to support that multi-account back and forth. But Yeah, it definitely doesn't. So that's kind of lame. That's kind of a cash grab. I guess you really, if you're going to buy the battle pass or concentrate on unlocks, it would definitely be the system you're going to play with your friends. But I'm having fun, even though I suck at the game. It's kind of rough because it's a cool game, but it's been out for 6 months now or longer. So the people that are good at it are really freaking good.
Yeah.
Like the people,
is there any sort of like leveling system or like a system to tell other people like, hey, I suck, I'm a noob at this? Or is it pretty much like you just get thrown in with randos and they're awesome and you suck?
I really don't know what their matchmaking is like. I just know whenever I'm in the top 10, it's always people with paid for cosmetics. Clearly they've played the game a lot.
Right.
Like I've come in second twice. I've only had like, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 games. It goes by so fast. Like literally some games you die like instantly, and other games it's like, okay, I'm in the top 10 and it takes a little bit longer.
Right.
The map's much smaller than PUBG. It's much quicker to kind of get around. But I don't know. I like it. I hate it. I like it. I get so angry because I'm doing bad, but then when I do okay and kill a couple people, so I'm like, oh, this game's kind of fun. I was doing squads with randos. Oh my God. That was
frustrating. Good.
It's good. It's good in that you will last longer because you could let the other idiots, for lack of a better word, that you're playing with be cannon fodder, and you can stay behind them and you can at least get some more gunplay time in. So I feel like it's good for practicing, but it's been really chatty little kids or just rude people and weirdos. And I did have a hilarious game with some guys that were really good, and they were so funny because they would like emote and taunt like everyone after they killed them, and or our own. We had a teammate on our team which sounded like a little 12-year-old girl, but I think it was just a little boy, and they were making quite a bit of fun of him. Not meanly, but like it was pretty hilarious.
Oh man,
yeah. So I don't know. I only played that because they had a mode. It's a solid gold mode, and basically all the drops in the game are legendaries, like legendary assault rifles, pistols, sniper rifles, and so forth. So it's kind of cool to play with some of the like more powerful weapons. It's a cool game for free. I think it's worth checking out if anyone has any curiosity.
Yeah, I've been hearing that you've been trying to lure some people into the dark side of playing with you.
I told my brother, my one brother-in-law, Trevor, we already started playing it the other night, and we just literally just got raped every game, which was not fun. And then I got my other brother-in-law. I told him to download it before he went on vacation, so maybe I'll get him to play with me next week when he's back.
I don't know if he downloaded it.
So then, yeah, I was done playing Fortnite, and I got really pissed off. So I'm like, okay, I'm freaking done. I'm like, I need to play something.
Right.
I'm like, I gotta play something. And I'm like, I was looking at Monster Hunter, and I'm just kind of like, just felt really overwhelmed because
you haven't played it in a week.
I haven't played it in a week, and I'm like, okay, that game's huge, and people are already like hundreds of hours in. They're like hunter rank 100 and doing ridiculous shit with insane gear. And I'm just like, I think I'm going to play this again on PC. So I don't know if I really need to deep dive it like I did with Destiny 2.
Right.
Because I think when it comes out on PC, Trevor will get it, and then I'll play it a lot more then.
Fair enough. Okay.
So I don't know. I was kind of like, I'm like, well, I haven't touched my PS4 in a long time. So I ended up launching my PS4, and I just ended up just cleaning my media bar for like half an hour.
Wow.
I just couldn't decide what I wanted to play. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to delete this. And this has been on here for a year. I'm going to delete this. And I was just frozen. Like I couldn't make a decision.
Sometimes that happens to me. And the funny thing is that a lot of times I end up like watching anime or a movie or a TV show or something. Like sometimes it's just like, you know what? I don't know what to play, and I don't feel like I'm in the mood necessarily for any of this stuff, and that's actually a lot of times how I end up just watching a TV show or whatever.
Yeah,
I can definitely understand like how you feel.
I was just kind of paralyzed because I have so many games, And I have lots of the recent titles that I haven't even beaten.
Yep.
And it's like, like I've beaten some of the biggest ones that I couldn't put down, but like, and I thought I was crazy with Monster Hunter, but then it's like right now I'm just paralyzed by my game catalog. And I was like, okay, I'm done with PS4. I'm like, I should really go back and finish, Fractured Butthole. Like that's something I can just pile through.
Yeah.
It's not 100-hour epic. And I think that's what I'm going to do next, just to clean it off the plate.
Okay.
I did really like the first one. But then I was in my Xbox kind of doing the same thing, looking at all my games over there. Actually, did I talk about Burnout Paradise last week?
We talked about that it was getting remastered.
Yeah, so actually I played some Burnout Paradise.
How does it hold up?
It doesn't look good.
Well, I know
like
you're playing a PS3 and an Xbox 360 game.
Yeah, I was playing it on my Xbox One, so it's back compat. And I'm like, I really remember this game looking a lot better. I was like,
of course you did, because back then it looked amazing. I mean,
it looked fine, but I'm like, man, this game, I swear it looked way better. In my mind, it looked like a Forza Horizon 3 or Forza 7 in my mind, the cars and the environments. And I'm like, wow, this is an anti-alias mess. It's blocky as hell, and wow, the resolution's just not there.
It's a 10-year-old game.
Is it that old?
It came out a long time ago. Yeah, 2008.
Wow. So I'm really interested to see what the 4K version looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to get the the remaster, because I'm like, I remember spending so much time on this game. So then I was in my Xbox library looking at all this crap that I have, because it shows you all your games, like your back compat games, like everything that's on your account when you're looking in your library, right?
Oh, I know. I did the same thing the other day.
And I'm like, Symphony of the Night. I haven't played that in a while. And I ended up playing that for like 2 hours.
It's funny that you played that. I just 2 weeks, the day that I played Halo 5, that was sitting in my back compat, like sitting there, and I was like, I should really install that. It's been a while since I played Symphony of the Night. I should probably reinstall that. And I almost reinstalled it. Instead I played Halo 5, but it was real close. So it's funny that you installed it and played it.
Well, I always had it installed because I'll always have a Symphony of the Night within arm's reach because it's one of my favorites. And I was looking at it and I'm like, I couldn't remember if I actually beat the 360 version or not. And then I was looking at my achievements and I'm like, I've unlocked all the achievements except for a couple of the more difficult ones. And I'm like, so I clearly played through this. I just forgot.
I'm trying to remember. I don't actually know if I've ever beat Symphony of the Night, to be honest with you.
It was a while ago by the dates on the achievement unlocks, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm playing this game. This game's rad.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Fair enough, man.
So I don't know. I think I'm going to play some South Park. And I'm probably going to play more Fortnite. Stupid fucking game.
Well, we're in that slight lull right now before a bunch of big games come out.
Like a couple week lull here until Far Cry comes out.
Yep.
I know that's going to be my next game for sure.
Yeah.
Trevor's getting it on PC, and pretty sure you're going to get it on PC, I assume.
Obviously, it's a first-person shooter. Come on.
So that's like 4 weeks from now. It's the end of March.
Yeah. That'll be my birthday present to myself.
Yeah, just a day shy of 4 weeks from now. I know they had a big event for Far Cry 5 for special people in the US.
That were not us.
That were definitely not us.
Yep.
But I feel like it's embargoed because I haven't really seen anything besides a few select shots from different people I follow on Twitter.
Yeah, pretty much. I get the feeling that you're right on that.
I have a feeling we're going to see a bunch of stuff for Far Cry 5 tomorrow.
Oh, you think that's soon? Tomorrow?
I think so, because IGN had the IGN first Far Cry 5 for February. So I kind of feel like maybe they had some kind of exclusivity for Far Cry 5 new content.
Interesting.
And I have a feeling a bunch of the stuff from people that went to that event is going to start coming out tomorrow. Well, March 1st. By the time this podcast comes out, we'll see if I'm right. I'm pretty stoked for that game.
You will see.
Because they're saying, I believe it's full campaign co-op.
I believe you're right.
And I can't remember if it's just 2 players or multiple players. Like if it's 2
I'm not
or
sure.
4 player co-op. I can't remember. I have no idea.
2 for sure.
Definitely 2.
So,
yeah. Anyway, moving along. Let's get into some news
news
and stuff. So this is a biggie and a dumb one, and a not dumb one. It's kind of a weird one.
This is. I find this hilarious.
After months of controversy regarding loot boxes, the ESRB is going to add in-game purchases label to games. So not in a little like addition to the teen, mature, so forth ratings icon that already appears there. It's going to be a separate blanket in-game purchase label that covers loot boxes, microtransactions, whatever, anything.
Bonus levels, skins, surprise items, music, virtual passes, coins, pretty much anything. If you can spend real money on it in the game, it's going to get this sticker.
On anything, it's going to get this label. So pretty much every game is going to get this label and advertise the fact that you don't get a full game for a retail price.
Right.
ESRB's logic behind this was they didn't want to have a specific loot box label, because they kind of basically said that parents are dumb and they have no idea what loot boxes are or what any of this stuff does, and we didn't want to confuse them. So this is the best, most understandable thing for everyone out there.
Personally, this is the most half-assed thing I think they could have done.
It was definitely the quickest thing they could have done. This is 2 weeks after a U.S. senator had written the ESRB saying, you guys need to review the completeness of your ratings process, especially the policies that relate to loot boxes and microtransactions. So they kind of were like, okay, here's a label. Everything that you can spend money on gets it. So pretty much every game is going to have this label, which means it's going to be useless.
Pretty much.
Because if it's on every game, people are just going to be like, whatever. That's like having the PlayStation logo on the box. I guess it is maybe potentially a mark of shame and or a mark of pride if you have a game that doesn't have that logo on the front going forward. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of effect.
Yeah, but honestly, honestly, when was the last time you can think of a game that came out that did not have any DLC or downloadable content or skins or anything that you could buy in the game or through the store?
I don't know. I'm sure there's some, but it would take some time to figure it out, because I think even Monster Hunter, you could buy cosmetics. Not that I'd even know how, but I think I heard somewhere you could buy cosmetics.
That's kind of my point, is this
Destiny.
This thing, every single game that
every game has
out,
a season pass lately, or some kind of expansion, or new characters,
or DLC of some kind.
Yeah, it's kind of lazy.
That's exactly it. They're gonna because every game
and it kind of
is gonna get slapped with this. It's the same thing as the content's online interactions are not rated. It's well, of course not. It's the same idea here, is that every single game that has an online component has that. And
it doesn't highlight the devs that have very egregious loot box systems in their games. So
right.
Battlefront has it and their system's terrible. Overwatch has it, their system's more acceptable, but both games have the same label.
Right, exactly.
So even though one is super terrible and damning and ruins the game, and the other one really has no effect on the game whatsoever, but they both have the exact same label. Yeah, it's maybe
stupid.
it's gonna evolve over time. I guess it's better than nothing, but it's pretty freaking lazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I read this and I was just like, wow, that was so fucking lazy.
And just the way they talk about parents, like they're just stupid.
I mean,
adults that can raise a child are like stupid. They don't understand stuff. Nope. They don't know how to go to work. They don't know how to have professional careers. They don't know how to, get through day-to-day activities. Like it's really give people some credit. And as opposed to just ducking your haphazard, like, we got to do something before they do something for us.
Yeah, like I said, I read this and I laughed because it just seemed like the most half-assed thing they could have done, and it just felt like a total knee jerk to the legislation that may or may not be coming down the pipeline, and them kind of going like, well, hold on, let's not get crazy. We've now decided to do this, so at least people know that there's loot boxes in here. Like, I don't know. At the very least, I feel like they could have done the same thing that iOS is doing, and that is to make people know the odds on like loot boxes and stuff like that, so that when you are buying those types of blind boxes, that at least you have an idea, like, hey, that really cool fucking epic skin that I want to buy and that's really cool, I have a 0.02% chance of like getting it. And then and of course I know why they don't want to do that, because then if they do that, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, I'm not going to bother trying to do that.
And there'll be pitchforks and freaking torches at their doorstep.
For sure.
It's kind of funny here. ESRB President Patricia Vance was asked whether she considers loot boxes gambling, and she's like, no, we think it's a fun way to acquire virtual items for use within game. Yeah, real fun. Here, waste your money on virtual nothing. Oh my god. Anyway, moving along. All our games are going to have labels, and it's going to not do anything.
Exactly.
And parents are still going to get upset when their credit card gets charged $6,000 and post about it on social media and the news. And and then the government's going to get involved and really F stuff up later on in the year.
Exactly.
So
because they couldn't self-regulate.
Yeah. And this is a weak-ass attempt at it. This is really nothing. Moving along. EA revealed their plans for E3 2018. So they're doing the EA Play event again. Taking place at the Hollywood Palladium. June
around
9th.
E3.
Yeah, it's right before E3. It's
is that the Saturday before?
Yeah, it's the weekend before, because E3 is June. What are the dates here?
Because I know E3 essentially starts on the Monday. It's like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Why? Okay, I'm on E3 site, and you think it would just have the date right on the
Don't
front
be
page.
Ridiculous. Come on.
Like, really?
Don't be ridiculous,
I gotta
man.
click in, and it still doesn't have the dates here. What is wrong with me? I got 3 links in before I can find the date. June 12th to the 14th. So I think that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which is usually what it is.
Right.
Monday will be press conferences. Sunday will be press conferences. Potentially Saturday will be like EA and maybe Bethesda press conferences. But
last year it was EA was on the Saturday, and then Bethesda did theirs on Sunday.
And so did Microsoft. Microsoft did theirs Sunday, like in the daytime.
Right.
So June 9th, it's the Saturday to Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it's right up until the first day of E3, and then it's done, and it's in Hollywood. They're going to have the next Battlefield. They said Anthem's going to be there. Whether it's going to be playable there, I don't know. I doubt it. I tweeted at one of Anthem's lead designers, and he didn't even respond. So pretty sure it's going to be a theater demo.
I'm sure it'll be a theater demo of some kind.
I don't think you need an E3 pass, but I think you need to get tickets. And apparently it was like a cluster F last year when they did it for people to get into this. When I went to E3, I didn't even go to this because I didn't get there until the Monday afternoon. And then I had all my drama go down when I got there, but that all worked out in the end anyway. But I wasn't even there in time for it, let alone to go to freaking Hollywood for another event.
Well,
that's cool. Again, obviously not at E3. I'm
super curious to see like what EA does in the not too distant future here moving forward, because I mean we've talked about this before. I feel like they're just in such a strange spot with just everything and the way that their games have gone.
That last year was a rough one for them.
2017 was harsh.
They really have to do 2017. You mean?
Yeah. 2017 was harsh for them.
They really need to do some serious damage control and fix that ship like right quick. And they're not the only E3 adjacent event. I was looking at the show floor plans for E3, and Microsoft literally doesn't even have a booth.
What?
They have a booth. Apparently, it's for what is it? Where's their map? It was here somewhere. I can't find it.
Good job.
Yeah, I lost it. Apparently, they just have a booth for Windows, but they don't have the big giant booth across from in the other hall. It's just it's tiny. So rumor is they're going to have their Play E3 event or whatever the hell they call it, or Xbox Fest.
Okay.
Adjacent to E3, but they are there, so they're still part of E3, but
weird.
I don't know. They haven't announced anything yet, but that's the rumor. But their show floor presence is like tiny. So they definitely must be doing their own thing.
Can't bode well if you're going to E3 hoping that Microsoft's going to be like, that's such a weird thing.
I assume they're probably going to do something at LA Live. Like, they're there. They have a booth. It's just tiny. Like, it's nothing like their booth last year. I don't know. I've been mulling my FOMO of E3. And I'm like, do I want to go? Do I not want to go? They've actually added like registration for podcasts to separate out from media. So,
interesting.
Which I think is kind of cool, which probably makes things a little easier, less hoops to jump through. I don't know. Maybe not.
Or harder.
So I was like, the flights are cheap. I got the time, and I'm like, oh man, you're an idiot. You get upset every time you don't go, and then it costs a lot of money when you do go, and then you go to PAX anyway, and it's like, but I gotta have my cake and eat it too. But I don't know. Right now I'm on the fence, but
first world problems.
I did that last year, and I ended up going with a week's notice.
Yeah, you did.
Because I'm an asshole. Leo. Moving along. Fortnite brings patch 60 FPS to console. We already talked about that. Report. Apparently, Toys R Us is closing another 200 stores. It's kind of video game related, more toy and collectible related, because they kind of suck at video games lately. I've seen a news story. Sad. I've seen another story after this. Apparently, they're in like receivership or whatever the next phase is, which doesn't make any sense. Because I was reading a story saying that Toys R Us has been doing fine. And that apparently they got acquired by some other company or like a venture capitalist or I don't know, some kind of company that's like basically breaking them down piecemeal and just like selling them off and basically looting their corpse when it was just doing fine.
Oh yeah, no, they were doing totally fine up until they got purchased by this conglomerate. And they've essentially been completely fucking them over. And yeah.
So I don't know how many stores are left. So there's still stores and they're not totally out. But yeah, hey, executive receive bonuses while thousands of workers don't even get a severance.
Of course.
You know what I say to that? Fuck you.
Yeah, that's pretty...
Fucking execs and corporation. Oh,
that being said,
so sick.
The Toys R Us closest to me just had a huge renovation, and and they're doing just fine.
I wonder if Canada and US are separate. They probably aren't, but
I don't think so. But like, it sounds like some locations that are doing well, as far as I'm aware, they're planning on keeping them.
Our Toys R Us sucks, and their website sucks in Canada too. It's so annoying.
Yeah, that drives me bonkers.
Like, I have such a hard time finding stuff from them. Once in a while, I get to take advantage of their deals on their website, but yeah, leaves a little bit lacking. I don't know. Most of the Canadian websites for companies that we have, both in American and US, the Canadian versions always suck. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Like Amazon.com is way better than CA. They have better deals. They have lower prices, and it's more.
They also have way more shit.
Yeah, they have
way
shit.
more. But I mean, I think that just has to do with the fact that there's 300 million people in the US and there's 37 million or 40 million people in Canada. So
doesn't matter.
That might have something to do with it.
I deserve all the same deals.
But yeah, it's the same thing with like Newegg. Yeah, I try to like use Newegg in Canada, and like there's been times when I have purchased stuff from them and it's worked out all right. But I actually find the biggest thing where Newegg, Canada versus the States, where I find the breakdown is in their lack of, just the not the quality, but the quantity of the different items, like the diversity of the items. It's crazy to me. Like, you'll go on Newegg in the US and they'll have all of these different vendors, and like, just, it's awesome. And then you come to Canada and it's like half of those vendors aren't represented on the website. And again, I get it, but it's really annoying.
Yeah, I had to order my mouse pad was through the US site. They don't even have it on the Canadian site.
Right. And that's exactly like, and I don't know if it's got to do with like licensing. I'm not really sure like what it has to do with. I'm sure it's got like, there's more to it than just,
they just want to screw us over.
Exactly.
Just me and you personally.
Yeah, they're like, fuck those guys.
They want to buy cool stuff? No way. They're Canadian. What are they going to do with it in their igloos anyway?
Exactly. But yeah, so I don't know. It's frustrating, but
maybe one day we'll be as cool as our southern brothers.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 has a demo coming to PC. It's actually already out now.
It is.
The funny thing about this is Steam pre-orders come with a Half-Life pack.
This is weird. I saw the screenshots
totally
of this. It looks so
left
weird.
Field. You can play as like in a Gordon Freeman outfit, which is just weird. And it looks strange in the Final Fantasy engine. They even have the crowbar and everything.
It's so weird.
It is weird and totally out of left.
It just looks so out of place. I don't know.
It is a pretty crappy armor set compared to the outfits and character design in that game. But yeah, if you want to see what Final Fantasy 15 looks like on a PC, feel free to download that demo.
Seems like
there's one game that has lots of patches and fixes and updates, and the story has been even changed after the fact, and it's sitting there in my pile of shame looking at me.
Yeah, what chapter did you get to in that game?
I can't even remember. Honestly, like 3 or 4, maybe 5.
Oh, okay. So you didn't even get halfway.
No.
It's a big game.
Speaking of left field,
yep.
H1Z1 is out of early access with a surprise auto royale mode. Basically, battle royale on wheels, rolling around in a vehicle with a team of 4. 30 teams of 4.
Weird.
Just trying to recoup some of that player base they've lost. I don't know. It might be fun. I have no interest in playing H1Z1, but
no, I'm not.
For
it's
people
not my
who
game.
people who've already invested, I'm sure they're all over checking it out.
Sweet.
I'm sure you could check it out on stream somewhere if you really wanted to see it. There's a trailer for it. It'll be linked in the podcast notes. Which, by the way, don't work on Spotify.
Oh,
It's just a big garbled mess of text.
lovely.
But whatever. Anyway. Yeah.
We tried.
So that's it. The H1Z1 Auto Royale. When I first read that story, I'm like, what? Auto Royale? I'm like, I have no idea what. And I'm like, oh, auto, like cars, automobiles.
Yep.
Overwatch announced a new character.
Yeah, they did.
What is it? Bridget. Torborn's daughter.
Yeah.
Is she actually available now, or they just announced her?
She's on the public test round.
Okay, so they're just balancing her right now before she's...
Yep.
No, goddamn autoplay video game.
So annoying.
Shut up. It looks cool. That's pretty awesome. See, that game's a perfect example of DLC. Just buy the game, you get everything. You get the new maps, you get the new characters. I can log in that game today, and I have every character they've announced. Free to play.
Yep.
The only thing I don't have are the stupid-looking, over-the-top outfits, which I can waste real money on, which have no bearing on gameplay whatsoever. They don't make you better or more powerful or nothing. So they're totally pointless and completely optional. But I have the same game as someone who, invested a bunch of money and or didn't. And I didn't have to buy a season pass, buy characters, or grind to unlock characters. You just get it. That's where people are not angry with that game, because who cares about loot boxes? I mean, you totally ignore it. But you have a complete game, and a complete game that they keep adding more stuff to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, another new character. They're up.
So Bridget is
now?
a support class hero. They're up to 27 characters.
Up to 27 now.
She's an engineer with armor engineering capabilities. So she specializes in armor and can throw repair packs to heal teammates, or automatically heal nearby allies when she damages foes with her rocket flail. So there you go. She's got a heavy-hitting rocket flail, which she swings in a wide arc to smash multiple enemies at once. And she has a whip shot ability that uses the flail to strike enemies at a distance and stun them. Landing blows allows Bridget's passive ability, which is called Inspire, to heal nearby allies over time. And then she has a barrier shield, deploys a frontal energy barrier that can absorb a limited amount of damage and protect any allies directly behind her.
She looks cool.
Yeah, she looks really neat. She's got this badass set of armor, and yeah. And
Blizzard and their character designs, man, it's a talented house over there.
Oh, absolutely.
They're like, I don't know, they're almost like Nintendo. Or they're like Nintendo, probably even more so than Nintendo. They just can't seem to do anything wrong.
Don't say that. You'll jinx them.
Oh, well, I jinxed them. They already make enough money. They need to have a downfall. No, just kidding. DICE Awards happened last week.
I completely missed out on almost all of that. I didn't even realize they were going on until
Academy
long after they finished.
of Interactive Arts and Sciences wrapped up in Vegas. It's basically, by devs voting for devs. Probably the closest thing to a true Oscars for video games. Less flash than say the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley's Game Awards, but a pretty, as a dev, this is where you want to get your rewards, recognition from other members of the industry.
Yeah, your peers.
And basically, Zelda freaking cleaned house.
Yeah, they won 4 awards.
I think they won more than 4 awards, but they won a lot of awards. Game of the Year, Outstanding Achievement in Game Design, Outstanding Achievement in Game Direction. And they won a few more. Nintendo really cleaned house between Zelda and Mario. There was a whole meme.
They also won Metroid Samus Returns, handheld game of the year.
Mm-hmm. Mario Kart 8, racing game of the year. Yeah, Switch did really well. Family game of the year, Snipper Clips, adventure game of the year, Zelda again.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn got a few awards as well.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, action game of the year.
Cuphead.
Yeah.
Hellblade. I think Nier won RPG.
Yeah,
the year.
they did.
But yeah, it was pretty funny. I didn't watch the awards, but there was this whole meme about Nintendo guy or something. I don't know who he was.
I seem to have missed this completely.
What's his name? I don't know who he is, but he was accepting awards on Nintendo's behalf, and he was on the stage like nonstop collecting all these awards, and people were just basically calling him Nintendo guy, and he had speeches for like every game.
That's hilarious.
So it wasn't just like thank you and so forth. Who is
his
he?
real name's Nate? Oh man, I don't think I can pronounce his last name.
Nate Bildorf.
Bildorf?
Yeah.
Okay.
Localization manager, Nintendo of America. Yeah,
otherwise known as Nintendo guy.
And I think he was like a highlight of the show. Everyone fell in love with him.
That's hilarious.
I kind of wish I'm sure that's on VOD somewhere if you really want to check out the Dice
Oh,
Awards.
I'm sure it's on like their Twitch page or something.
So that was our Nintendo news. That's all I really have there. PlayStation news. Yakuza 6 demo was released yesterday. It's bigger than most full games. It was 30 gigs. And it was promptly...
It was the full game.
It was promptly removed because Sega accidentally released Yakuza 6 for free. I'm so choked.
Not quite like that. Like it was in fact the demo, but then but then you could unlock.
You could keep playing.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
So I don't know if they shut it down or if they removed it from people's systems or if they just have the full game, if they played past where the demo was supposed to end in quotation marks. But I'm so annoyed because I tweeted out like the Wario 64 link when it released, but I never actually went and downloaded it. And I'm like, damn it. Now I feel like I missed out. Yeah. I wonder if they're going to go back and remove it or shut it down. I don't know how they can handle that. Or if those people just have the game now. It's not due out until April.
It pulled the demo.
Yeah, like you can't download it if you didn't already have it. But I'm wondering the people who had it, how that gets handled. Because I remember there was a price mistake on the PlayStation Store with FIFA 18. They posted it up for free.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
I jumped in on that and had it downloaded and preloaded. But they ended up just like removing it from my system.
Oh, wow. That was like, it. It's
they
just gone.
could tell that I didn't pay for it. So they're like, oh, it was an error. And, I don't think they even messaged to apologize or say anything. I can't remember. But yeah, they just like, whoop, this is gone. It's gone. They might have messaged and said that it was a mistake and maybe issued me like a $5 PSN credit or something. But I can't remember. Anyway, moving along. That sucks because I wanted to play that demo. Speaking of Yakuza, my brother-in-law really wants me to get on the Yakuza train because it's one I've happened to miss. And he lent me Yakuza Kiwami, which is a remake of Yakuza 1 on PS4.
Right.
So, yeah, who knows? I might be delving into some Yakuza here soon. PlayStation Plus games for March were announced.
They were.
As well as some changes to the service.
Fair enough.
First
the games for March, let's talk about those. Talk about some
Bloodborne
sweetness.
And Ratchet and Clank. 2 freaking awesome games, which I already own, so memer. No gain for me, but man, two of the best PS4 games. Like,
I own Ratchet and Clank, but I don't own Bloodborne, so that's a perfect opportunity for me to buy Bloodborne.
No,
I mean get it given to me for free.
I love Bloodborne. I'll probably just download it so I can have it pre-installed on my machine.
There you go. They're also giving away Legend of K and the Mighty Number 9, which I've heard of, and then 2 more, which I've actually not heard of: Claire Extended Cut and Bombing Busters.
And those are Vita crossed by with PS4.
Yeah.
And Mighty Number 9 was PS3 crossed by with PS4. So they're all on PS4 minus Legend of K is only on PS3.
Yeah.
Now, starting next year.
Yeah, March 8th, 2019.
This was happening right away.
Oh, no, this is a year from now.
Next year, the PlayStation Plus lineup will only have PS4 games. No more PS3 and Vita games. So you got a year to come to grips with that change. To be honest, I don't even download the PS3 and Vita games anymore because those systems are dead to me.
I add them to my list in case
I don't think I even add some games anymore. Unless
like I said, I add them because then that way if I do decide to play them later,
I do make a decision on, like, am I ever going to actually play this game? Yes or no? And I make a quick snap judgment, and if I do, I add it, and if I don't, but I don't automatically just add everything like I used to. So it's just like, Then I just have a system full of crap. But what a good month, man. Holy crap.
Yeah. Those are 2 incredible games.
Yes, absolutely. I have
one of which I'm looking forward to playing.
I have beat both those games. Horizon Zero Dawn shifts a whopping 7.6 million copies.
Whew, that's a lot of copies.
Single player open world action RPG, new IP from first party franchise. Yeah, that's a lot of titles. That game was rad. I love that game, and I still got to go back, and I wanted to get the DLC for that game, and play some more. But what a rad game!
So awesome much game for single player games that people don't.
I'm actually really
story driven games.
I'm actually really freaking choked that I should have freaking stuck with Monster Hunter on PS4, because they have the Horizon DLC in it, and you can basically play as Aloy and get her bow in the game. And I saw it in a video, and I'm like, that looks so cool. And that's never coming to Xbox.
It's not coming to Xbox. It is gonna be cyclical on the PS4 though.
Yeah.
So that will go away, but it will come back.
Yeah, because people were worried about the last Horizon DLC for Monster Hunter came and went.
Exactly.
The reuse stuff is actually coming to Xbox. I don't know when.
Oh, interesting.
That looked kind of fun.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It's just exclusive right now for people who own Street Fighter V, and that only being a PS4 game makes it pretty obvious why you're not going to get it on Xbox right now.
Yep.
But it is coming, they said, so that one's not gonna stay isolated. Though the game is exclusive, it's not first party exclusive like Horizon. Moving on to Xbox. Xbox Game Pass is announced some of their new additions for March, and I see fitting that we talk about it because in March, Sea of Thieves is coming and going to be available on Xbox Game Pass, which will make me a subscriber to this program. Also, speaking of which, Rise of the Tomb Raider, which you're playing right now on PC, is going to be on Xbox as well. They've got Super Lucky's Tale, Oxenfree, Resident Evil Revelations 2, Final Station, Sonic CD. There's a bunch more games being added. I want to say I saw Edith.
I kind of hate myself
here as well.
The one game out of this that they announced that I wanted to play was actually Super Lucky's Tale.
I was going to say that's one that I know you've. So if you've never used Xbox Game Pass, you can get a 2-week free trial. So I don't know if you want to keep your eyes out for. Does it say when Sea of Thieves is coming? On March 20th. So maybe wait until March 19th and get your little 2-week trial. And I was on the fence on whether I was going to get Sea of Thieves, but with Xbox Game Pass, it kind of for freaking $10 or whatever it is for a month, it seems kind of worthwhile to check it out. We'll see how good this service works. That'll be my test bed for it, and if it works good, it might be one of my like recurring things, kind of like the Humble Bundle on PC.
Well, how would it not work well? You're downloading the game and playing it. So it is literally giving you access to all these games.
Actually,
there isn't really anything to talk about as far as whether or not it works good.
That reminds me of something we forgot about to talk about, which I'll add to our free-for-all section.
Sure.
Did you try it?
I have.
Okay.
I have some thoughts.
Yeah, I have some thoughts too. Anyway, sorry. That's it for Xbox. Let's move on to public service announcements. Jessica Jones Season 2 is coming out March 8th, so keep an eye out on that.
On Netflix?
On Netflix. We really enjoyed Season 1.
Yeah, so good.
Next to Daredevil, probably maybe even surpassed Daredevil for me. Season 1 of Jessica Jones I really liked it.
As somebody who just finished The Punisher, that was really good.
I know. I got to go back to that. I mean,
really good.
I've only watched episode 1 and I really liked it. And I'm
what? Oh my God.
I know.
Yeah, we just finished this last weekend. We just finished all of them. I was like, I have to finish this because Jessica
wasn't
Jones
too much
is coming
for your
out,
wife.
and
She didn't get upset with the violence or anything.
She was pretty good with it till to be honest, there's the last 2 episodes, it gets pretty visceral. Like there's some.
That's what my brother was telling me. He said it's pretty freaking violent.
It's some people get a beat down pretty hard.
I really liked the one episode I watched, and I've been meaning to go back.
It's honestly I like it a lot.
But when I was watching it, I kind of felt
so good.
I kind of felt bad for not watching it with my wife. I don't have any other public service announcements. Do you?
No, I think that's it.
We're on Spotify. I think we already covered that.
We did.
And yeah, that's it. Let's go on free for all. So you saw Black Panther.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Fucking awesome.
It's a good flick, eh?
It was so good. So my wife and I, we went and saw it in AVX on the weekend.
Ultra AVX.
Oh yeah.
Which is just big screen, not 3D, right? Or was it 3D?
We saw it in 3D.
Oh, yeah. I didn't watch it in
awesome.
3D. I'm so over 3D. Sorry, Dave.
I don't care.
I know you don't care.
Except that I wish all you bastards would like 3D so that they'd still keep making my movies in 3D. And TVs, mainly that one right now.
Funny.
Yeah, no, oh man, I don't want to get into too much spoiler stuff with that film, but oh man, I have so many thoughts on that movie. It's incredible. I loved it. I honestly, easily my top 5, maybe my top 3 Marvel movies.
Yeah, it was pretty good. As I've gotten farther away, I'm more separated from the initial experience where I was kind of feeling like it was overhyped, and I got to suck it in a little more.
It felt so different.
I like it a lot better.
It felt so different than so many of the other Marvel movies.
That's what maybe makes it feel a little weird at first.
I loved it. I loved that it felt different. I felt like that's what we needed
yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people are like, oh, I'm kind of done with the whole Marvel superhero thing right now. They're getting what quote unquote superhero fatigue. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that they've been releasing these movies and they've found a formula that works, and they've been going back to the well on that, which has been real good on a lot of these. But I think that that's what makes this movie and Deadpool really, and
special.
Logan, and they feel so different, and it makes them stand out. And this one especially, there was just so many things about that movie that I thought were absolutely brilliant. Not just, oh God, yeah.
I'm really happy with all the stuff it has in it, the representation.
It was incredible. It was
for
awesome.
Just females, just amazing black actors. They all killed it.
Oh man, it was
awesome villain, an awesome villain. I really liked Killmonger because at first
he felt real.
He was really
felt
cool.
like a real person, and
he was really cool. But then you were really sympathetic for him too. At the same time, I was like, yeah, man, he's right. He's not wrong.
And then
Like,
all of a
he's
sudden you're
totally
like,
right.
holy shit, he is a fucking asshole. But not just that, because Claw, like the first villain, I thought he just had so much fun with that role. You could just tell he was.
You could tell Andy Serkis just had like a shit-eating grin on him the whole time.
And he just nails it, like just so good. Like
it's cool for him because he's like such a famous actor, but in like CG roles. Like
yeah, but
yet
like, he's been in so many other
like
things.
Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. He's Caesar from the Planet of the Apes trilogy. He has a whole like motion capture like animation studio. Like
totally
that he's the man behind that has spawned out of like his Golem days. He's doing quite well, and he's such a good actor. Like in terms of
I thought he nailed that role really, really good.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things in that show. The super powerful women, not too tropey. Not a single one of them was a princess in distress.
Not even a little
more
bit.
often than not, they were saving the men's asses.
I loved it.
There's a lot in that movie for a lot of people to really like, connect to, and just feel like good about and inspired. Like that's, like you said, that's where it's really, really fresh.
And in all honesty, we needed a movie like this, and in all honesty, we need more movies like this.
Oh, absolutely.
I hope we get them. I loved it.
Oh, we know
my wife loved it, and it's been a while since I've walked out of a Marvel superhero film going, I want to go see it right. I want to watch it again right now. That's how I felt about Black Panther.
I think before opening weekend, they had already said that they've asked that director to come back and do a sequel.
That would be real smart, seeing as last I heard they were already at almost 800 million worldwide.
Yeah,
and it hasn't even opened in China yet. So
I think it killed like Memorial Weekend records, or like February like box office records.
It's also only one of 3 films to do over $100 million on its second weekend at the box office in the United States and Canada.
It's pretty cool. That's awesome.
So it only dropped 47% between week 1 and week 2, which is pretty much unheard of in the movie watching industry.
Yeah, usually there's like a huge drop off.
Yeah, 60 to 80% is not uncommon.
Unless you're a Star Wars movie.
Actually, believe it or not, Star Wars is one of the movies that is in the top, is in one of the other 3.
Yeah.
It was Star Wars, and Star Wars
Force
Episode
Awakens,
7.
right?
Yeah. And Jurassic World.
And then Black
Panther. Those are the only 3 movies.
And then I think number 4 is like the last Star Wars, The Last Jedi. Something like that.
So yeah, that's amazing. No, honestly, go see it. It deserves a watch in the theater. That movie was well worth the money to see it.
And Disney's like really falling on rough times right now.
Yeah, they're so hurting. So
the thing that I remembered when we were talking about Xbox Game Pass earlier was GeForce Now beta.
Yeah.
I don't remember where they announced this. Was this at one of their own events, or last summer when they announced the TI, the 1080 Ti? Like, I don't remember when they announced this, and everyone was kind of skeptical.
To be fair, this thing has been in multiple iterations.
But it just recently has gone into beta. They talked about it, I think maybe they talked about it a couple of years ago at like a Shield launch.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a different thing than a lot of those other things were, because they talked about essentially building their own streaming service.
Yeah, using the power of the cloud and GeForce servers
exactly
in the cloud.
But that was a whole different thing where you had to purchase the games through them, and there was a catalog, and it was a very interesting thing. Now, with GeForce Now, how it works is you log into essentially a computer in the cloud.
Yeah.
But then you're logging into your own Steam or your own Battle.net or whatever it is that you're trying to play the game in. All you're essentially doing is remoting onto a computer in the cloud and logging into that client and playing your game. So if you don't own the game, you can't play it. Which is really interesting.
So you buy the games at your select platforms. It seems to support Steam, Battle.net, and Uplay right now.
Yeah, and it also supports like a bunch of other like MMO type clients and stuff as well.
Basically,
like, Guild Wars 2 is in there, is another one.
So they haven't announced like cost or subscription rates or anything. I heard talk of like you're gonna buy time. I'm not really a fan of that. I prefer it just be a flat rate of like $10-15 a month. I don't know if I would pay more than that.
I feel like if they're going to do time, I feel like this is going to wallow and maybe not go anywhere.
I don't think it will do very well. But if they do it monthly, I think that's the key. I'd pay a max $15. If it's $10, I'd buy it. No questions asked. Basically what it is it's a streaming service, but you're not remoting into your computer. Like Dane said, you're getting a computer, a high-end computer in the cloud with a top-end, basically, GeForce video card. And you're streaming games at ultra settings to 1080p, like 60 FPS. And if, like, in instances like me, where you're on fiber, wherever you are, you can potentially get up to 120 frames per second. Ultra settings, 1080p. With little to no lag.
All you're doing is running the game on another computer in the cloud, right? So all they are is virtual machines on giant servers with like good hardware. Yeah. So they're all running 1080 Ti's.
And definitely optimized for like streaming. More so than maybe potentially, I've done in-home streaming. I've talked about it in the show before. Like my Steam Link to my MacBook works fantastic. Mm-hmm. In my home though, but I can't do that when I'm on the road. My remote play works great at home. That one does work on the road as well, but this really gives me access to, like, I was playing Destiny 2 on my MacBook Air, and it was super silky smooth, not like janky like when I'm doing remote play on the road on my Vita. It was super playable, and I'm like, I couldn't believe it was deceiving me. I had a couple hiccups because it is still streaming, so it's prone to a hiccup or two, but they were just very quick, like a millisecond of where the screen maybe like glitched or something. But I was so impressed. I was like amazed, and I'm like, wow, my MacBook is like, this is viable. I can go in and do dailies. I can do some multiplayer here, grind some stuff like on my lunch break. Yeah, at work, which is crazy.
See, so that's where I'm wanting to do a bit more testing, because right now, so like I got in on the beta, and then let's see, on the weekend, I mean, I was sitting at my own computer at home, so I mean, I was just trying to do a little bit of messing around, some testing in that regard. So I tried to log into my Overwatch, actually, because I was like, oh, that seems like a good thing to jump into or whatever. Yeah. So I tried to log into Overwatch, and I actually got an error saying that too many people. It was really weird. It was an account error on Blizzard's side, where it was almost like it was saying that I had tried too many times. Please come back later.
Yeah, I had an error like that, and I tried again 2 or 3 times, and I think that's just a GeForce, like their beta capacity is like up and down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was weird. So like I was able to essentially log on to the GeForce Now, quote unquote computer, but when I tried to log into the Blizzard side of things, it wouldn't let me. So that was kind of my first initial like, so that was short-lived. And then I did try it again later, like, on like Monday night, I think it was, and I was able to log in, and I kind of messed around a little bit. It seemed surprisingly good. There did seem like there was I don't know how well it would work personally for me to play like Overwatch on, just because it is such a Twitch shooter.
I never tried it. I didn't try it on my desktop computer because that kind of seems kind of ridiculous, but
see, what I was thinking of is like when I do games night at the office with the guys.
Yeah.
This means I don't have to like haul my computer in there.
Razor blade in.
I could just use my freaking computer at work, log into my GeForce
you can
Now,
even use your crappy work computer, yeah.
and I could just be playing with all my friends.
I should try it on my desktop just to see exactly how it feels with a similar setup to what I'm normally used to. That's because I was playing on my Destiny 2, and I played some Fortnite on my MacBook Air, and I was using DualShock 4 synced to my MacBook, and it was. Like I said, I was blown away. I'm like, this is totally viable. If the price is right, I'm getting this. Because then I have access to my PC library, which is like the best looking games, like anywhere on a decent sized screen. Because I bring my laptop with me everywhere. So, it's like a 13-inch beautiful screen, and it's basically portable. And it worked. I'm just blown away at how well it works. It really got me questioning, like, in future, when everyone has fiber and the internet is fast everywhere, which is still a ways away, it really makes, do I ever need to buy another high-end graphics card again? Like, you technically don't. Like, it plays so well that if the price was right, NVIDIA would have my money, like, here into eternity. Because if I'm getting 60 FPS, that's all I care about. Ultra settings. As my computer gets older and starts dipping a little bit, well, that's irrelevant now because this service works really well. Mind you, I have fiber at home, like very fast fiber, 250 up and down. And at work, we have internet 50 at work, which is like 50 down and 10 up. But it's literally, I could technically get way more than that. That's just the test account we have at work, which is basically fed right off a VDSL port, like 20 feet away from the modem. So we're like tied right into the internet. So that connection is really good. And I was, I'm playing wirelessly, obviously, on my MacBook. Probably if I was to plug in, I probably wouldn't have had the hiccups, because when I was at home on my MacBook on the couch, just screwing around while we were watching TV, and I was like just doing dumb stuff in Destiny, I didn't have any hiccups.
Right. So, and like I said, when I was like sitting at my computer, there was like, when I was trying to play Overwatch, there was just this little, the tiniest amount, like, I don't even know how to explain it. There was just enough lag that you could kind of tell that you weren't
playing it locally.
Yeah, exactly. But again, I was playing it with a mouse and a keyboard, right?
Yeah,
so it's like,
I was playing with the controller, so maybe that difference input method. As soon as we're done here, I'm gonna go freaking launch Overwatch on it on my on my big desktop upstairs, or I might even just do it on the podcast computer down here, which doesn't have a fancy video card.
Yeah,
actually, I think the podcast computer can play Overwatch quite well.
Oh, I'm sure it can. So, but no, it's interesting. Like I said, I want to load it on my work computer, and I want to test it. And also, like, I do want to preface as well that, like, not every game is playable on there. Like, so, like, not every game in your Steam library is going to be able to be played on there.
But there's a lot of games in there. The difference is you have to own the game on one of the platforms they support. So exactly. It's like you log into this launcher and you'll see like every like top tier game right now. But you just can't play them unless you own them, because it forces you to sign in, like, again, on your cloud computer with your account and your credentials.
So if you purchase new games that you're like, oh, I want to play Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I want to be able to play it on the cloud later on GeForce Now, you can buy it on Steam, and you could totally log into GeForce Now and play that anywhere.
If you didn't have a computer that could actually run it properly.
Exactly.
It's in beta right now. You can sign up on their site. They've been giving out invites, and it's free right now. They've been rolling out invites. So I got an invite, and I also got a code from their PR, because I had been asking about it, and they had said that there's no they don't have a clue as to when it's going to come out of beta or any idea about cost. So it's still,
right.
I think it's going to be in beta for a while here still.
That makes sense.
It's pretty cool.
To be honest, like, if they're going to, be trying to get that,
I hope
and they want to iron out all the kinks.
I hope the price is right, and then I can play some rad games on my MacBook.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that I think that they could really mess up, depending on that. This thing will live and die by whether or not they price this properly.
Yeah, if they do it hourly, I think then it's just dead.
I'm not even interested.
It'll be DOA.
Yeah.
Unless it's like 25 cents an hour or something. Which I'm pretty sure that's not what it's going to be. But
yeah, even then though, you do the math on that. You could rack that up fairly quickly.
I guess.
It's 4 hours is $1. I mean, if you were using this as
I think 4 hours for me in a day is like, well, I guess technically that'd be like $30 a month, but I don't even play that many video games. Then again, that's a lie. I'm already 40 hours in a Monster Hunter. What am I talking about?
Yeah, you play a lot more video games than you think you do.
I know I do.
So,
I feel like I don't get to play any, and I magically play a lot.
There you go.
I always get anxiety of like, I haven't played enough video games, and it's like, no, you've actually played a lot. You're just all over the place, you jackass. Dane?
Yo.
I'm going to say we have an episode 145.
Heck yeah, buddy.
You can follow me on Twitter at RickF.
You can always come hang out with me on Twitter at Dane Cody, DAYNECODY.
And when I mean Rick F, no K, RICF.
Yeah.
Just in case you couldn't figure that out. You can follow us on Twitter at Geekoholics. Like us on YouTube at youtube.com/Geekoholics. Or subscribe to us, sorry. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Geekoholics. We're also Geekoholics on Instagram, though I don't have time to manage all this stuff. Kidding myself. But we're on Instagram as well. And now we're on Spotify. And also on the Google Homes around the globe. So just ask it to play Geekoholics podcast, and
you will get the newest episode straight into your ear.
That was I don't know. That's what worked for me when I say Geekoholics Anonymous episode podcast. It just is like plain anonymous podcast, plain some other nonsense, and I'm like, what? No. I said the exact same thing, but then for some reason when I just say Geekoholics podcast, it works.
Fair enough.
Stupid Google Home. I have no idea. I guess if we're on Spotify now, technically you could probably get us on Alexa because they don't support Google Play. But now that we're on Spotify, you could probably come up with some mishmash of words and it'll work. I don't know. If any of you guys have an Alexa, test it out.
Sweet.
Hear our chalkboard screechy voices through your Alexa speaker. Yeah. Until next week, I'm going to say we're out.
Catch you guys next week.
Peace.